everybody. You're welcome. Thank you. So good to have you here. So good to have you here. You're welcome. All right. All right, guys, you're welcome. Welcome to Rumbi Uncensored. It's a beautiful Thursday. All right, streets are buzzing. A lot is going on in the background. I just wanted to give you an update, and we need to chat about what's going on out here. Woo! Temba Mliswa's house has been burned down. The audios that are leaking. Mnangagwa is cornered. He's exposed. I'm also still surprised that he would think he can get away with all that he has done and really got a third term or extend, to turn Zimbabwe into a kingdom for his children. What a selfish man. Emerson Mnangagwa, he never ceases to amaze me. Honestly, he never ceases. Anyway, yesterday we heard that Sangezo Shavangu is battling with colonic cancer, airlifted to India. Are you surprised? Are you surprised when I tell Zimbabweans and I say, guys, Mnangagwa is not your friend. He's known for being a user. Once it's done with you, he discard you. Do you also know, I listened to one of the interview that that Jealous had with DW, if I'm not mistaken, and he mentioned that most of these poisons come from Belarus. Okay, they come from Belarus. The poison that you people are getting are being injected, whether you are being greeted, okay, or where you sit, or what you drink, or you eat. Brothers and sisters, you remember Single Shangu being rolled the red carpet by Auxilia Mnangagwa at the State House, and they thought, oh my God, finally I'm like the big boy. Oh yes, how the mighty have fallen. Karma came so quick, right? Very quickly. Guys, what you sow in life is what you always reap. It is as simple as that. Anyway, everyone, I can see nearly 300 people joining us here. You're welcome. Welcome to the channel, to this show. And I also want to say to you that subscribing, if you have not subscribed, please do. And ring the bell, because every time I'm live, you will be robbed right here. I want to say to my regulars, I can see you in your numbers, you're commenting. You're welcome. Please drop your location. I'd love to know where you're watching us from. And a comment respectively. Somebody said to me that they feel pity. They wish I can be a housewife. I was laughing. I'm like, I've got too much energy to be a trophy wife. I can still cook. Yes, I'm very good at cooking. I can still laugh. I can still raise children. But mama wants to do something. You understand? But I love life. God is good. Anyway, we need to move forward very quickly. Disclaimer. This message here goes directly to the Kingmaker. I'm hearing that Miniyothabo, she's the one that is working tirelessly at the back to make sure she shapes, Chiwenga to be the man that he's supposed to be for the throne. All right, but I remember about, was it last year when I told you that Miniyothabo is playing a huge role, turning events in his own pay. People thought I was crazy. No, a woman always going to understand other women. You see, I'm very good at reading the mood, the energy, whatsoever. But I wanted to send a very powerful message to Mini and said, our hearts are so broken. To anyone who's going to be the first lady, post Mnangagwa, because Mnangagwa is signing out for your own information. That person, I want to say this to you. We are 20 steps ahead that we don't have no time of entertaining garbage. Okay, we are so exposed, we are informed. So the garbage that's going down right now with Auxilia Mnangagwa will never be tolerated. Okay, we have destiny to fulfill. We don't have time to worst. Gucci Grace, she was crazy. We don't have time for those nonsense. That's all I'm gonna say. So please, disclaimer, be warned, ma'am. Whoever you are, only God knows. Who am I? Who am I? I'm just a servant. Anyway, Putney said, will of the people is reflected in leadership that caters to the needs and living standards of the people. Are you surprised why Russia looks the way that it does? People call him a dictator, but yeah, I would rather have a dictator like Putin or Kagame, because at least things are working in the country. You say this, I'll be all right, honestly. Anyway, so there was a meeting again yesterday. Chiwenga confronted Mnangagwa for the second time. A follow-up. How far are you in dragging these guys to prison? Kudata Gwire, Wikino Chivayo, Denis Shirungwaya, and Scott Sapwani. I must tell you, these are the big four. Okay, I told you that there's a lot of corrupt people, but these are the big four that need to be behind bars first. Okay, and then we can now drag each and every crook. Mafume, you are not off the hook yet. There's a lot to answer. Guamatanga, my God, is being dragged. But I thought we can talk about that story tomorrow. Social media is dragging Guamatanga. The only thing that is left is to drag him Kunam Kubisi River because we want our money. Guamatanga knows exactly where all the money is. Okay, he is a multi-billionaire. Where the hell did you go the money? I said we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, Mnangagwa yesterday had a chat with the apostle. He's desperate. He asked him to come for prayers because he thinks that maybe they can pray for him so he can have a very safe landing. Or I don't know what he's trying to do. Or they can assist him. I don't know, this war, this whole conference. So Leonard said that last minute prayer, all of a sudden you start seeking God's guidance. Is God going to answer the prayer? We wait and see. DJ over Wewondo. I agree. God does not play. He's not like what do you call it? Like a handbag that you pick up when you want to use it and then you can dump it when you don't. He's not like that. Okay, he's the God Almighty. Sometimes you have to answer for your sins. I think it's the season Mnangagwa is about to answer for his wickedness. I'm glad to hear this. Temba Mliswa caught red-handed. He's surrounded. Things are burning social media. Temba Mliswa, it didn't even take long. I'm saying, kama yao, kama. It never misses the address. Now, people have burnt this house. Okay, his house, I'm seeing here. Temba Mliswa confirmed on X that his house was destroyed in an arson attack by an unknown individual. He says, well, once you start fighting corruption, people come after you. So he assumes that the people that have burned his house are the ones that he's fighting with. I'm like, I'm not a supporter and a perpetuator of violence. I genuinely believe that there's so much sanity when you sit around the table, have a meeting, and walk away, but for the greater good of the country. I don't support burning of houses. I do not. I genuinely, and I pray, this is why I said disclaimer, that the Zimbabwe that is on the horizon will at least be able to afford us peace. All we want is peace so that we can fulfill purpose. Toxicity and fights, guys, it's a lot. We've been here long enough. Can we at least try something different, right? Can we try something different? Anyway, so the background of all the fights you are seeing today. Temba Mliswa met a guy that I'm going to read what he wrote here. His name is, please bear with me. His name is Agrippa Bopela Masia Kurima. Okay. So this is what he wrote first. Just give me a background of what truly happened first. He said that on the 12th of August, I bumped into Temba at his gate while I was taking my son for holiday lessons. He asked me why I was not available on the streets of Harare, and I told him I was concentrating with doing business outside the Zimbabwe borders. And I was actually looking for 150K. Okay. I was looking for 150K. Okay, a heart, what we are, bless you. I was looking for 150K cash to fund my business out there as I had gotten some telecommunication tower sites and I was struggling to fund the project. He told me he was going to organize 50K cash for me the following day and I should come back to his house. Following day, I went to his house and he told me he wanted me to join him and his team in campaigning for Kudata Gwire, whom he believes is the next president. He showed me stashes of cash and he told me he was moving across the country to mobilize my headmen and chiefs. And he showed me the Land Cruiser pickup and 300 series he got from Tagwire. Advised me to stop attacking ED and Jigananda. When I realized the money was coming with some conditions, I refused to take the money because this is not the person I am, and my morals and principles would not allow me to be a sellout like Temba, who sacrifices ethics at the altar of political and factional expediency. Those conditions, I refuse to take the money because this is not the person I am. Okay. Now, having seen the smear campaign Temba is unleashed on Gudoguru Renyika VP, referring to General Chiwenga, this morning I decided to reactivate him this morning, pretending as if I now want to join the campaign team. And this audio was recorded today after I saw Temba, a Twitter thread. I just wanted to show you Zimbabweans that Temba has no decorum and he goes to the higher bidder. Temba has been recruited by Tagwire to do all these smear campaigns against VP Chiwenga, Pasi, Nejigananda. Okay, so I do not want to waste my time. We're going to listen to the whole. Okay. Hello? My bad. All right. This is quite interesting. How did they manage to actually hack my account? Okay, hold on a bit. Wow. What's going on here? My bad. Let's see. Wow. This is fascinating. I have enemies, guys. I truly have enemies. I want to apologize because there was a glitch right there. Apologize. And I must tell you that they were trying to hack my account. I apologize on that. Bear with me, please. So I'm going to have to actually not wasting much of your time, like I mentioned earlier. Please confirm you can hear me because they were trying to hack my account. Just make sure that you can hear me. I don't know why, because I actually do have... Confirm, please, if you can hear me, because I'm going to have to play Temba Mliswa here. My apologies.
But you see, I can't think it. I think at the end, I'm going to get it. I would put to just account of private person.
Ndakasara ndichifunga musi uya kuti achavanagara nokubatsira nenyaya shamwari ngatimbodai toita sei
aiwa indikudzoka ndadzoka pinda kuti tite famba nababa vapenyu usafamba nastepfather famba namai chaivo because izvana Chiwenga ndazvana stepfather
saka okay
mudhara ndauya ndakushanda nemudhara katite basi tinonzwa nzara tine vana shamwari understand toiwa madhiri nezvinhu zvinaba apindawo tinomusapatawo the same way. That's what we must learn to do.
That's what
saka muna kundisapota kuti atakusapota ise iyo akuru variko nekuti unobvashaya kumuratidza kuti you're very loyal iwo ukapindawo futi be loyal to you.
Yeah, but that's shut.
Even when you're business people, you must look at opportunities of making money.
pakashata musiwo poenda I started thinking kuti ngatidai but inini I'll be honest togona support Gwire kwete ED wakataura musiwo wakati KT now so wakuti ED you don't need it. ED I will not support.
Understand what I'm saying? Mira, unandofuna.
Aiwa ndeyangu yanga ishirira. Koma zoita zeko naye buru.
Ndaona zvavachitaura. Andizve. Because what I'm confused. See, what must happen? Vasingafani kutiza from. Kuti munhu achapinda kuita president munhu anodiwa naED akabata ZANU-PF. Social media haisi ED, social media haisi ZANU-PF, haendi kuconference. Achasiya munhu waanotemba naye achaprotecta mainterest ake. Saka ndikuda because social media haivote haendi kuconference, hamusina opposition munyika. Chinhu chavanongofunga chese anti-ED, vanongopindira.
Okay.
And was back.
Okay.
My brother, I tell you the truth. I know how you feel about ED, but ndiye mkuru wenyika.
I know Temba, but ndakaluza mari yakawandira. Ndakaluza 5M. Handingambosa.
Ini zvandikutaura at the end of the day, it can't be that it's just a lot of things that happen. One of the issues about politics, you can't be permanent enemies, but permanent interests.
I know. Okay.
Anti-ED.
All right. Yeah.
Are you with me?
I hear you.
Because no opposition in ZANU-PF. And one kind of conference, akaibata hapana kuu inongofanya katika Zimbabwe kuti ukaona nasi masoja ananopiwa 100 cars ndeza kuda idzodzo vana PV vachisaluta PV izipra haisi zanla saka Chiwenga uniform akabvisa kudhara and haangofa akatonga masoja futi. I want you to understand that hazviitike kana wabvisa uniform and anokangana kuti hasina uniform kwane new command, and the commander in chief is the president.
Saka mota dzabva kunatavisa
straight akatenga 5,000
yo
500 sorry 500
motka.
Yeah, it's a search. You will unoenda kupi ami CDF panenge chinzi ndiwe chewatunzira mota. Chiwenga kambounza mota 500 nasekuakuani katanga kumurova kuti wakambounza mamuri bhizi kupa musingaunze zvinhu zvemasoja kuti tuone support yemasoja vari pasi manje ndio language yakachitaura because anokuuraya musoja ari pasi not mageneral. Urikuona kana takutamba politics manje
ndinokunzwa
soti magona kasi masoja ari pasi avapeyiwo futi mari ndo vakabata nyika ndo masoja anoenda kuhondo kumusoro kumunyanyotya support iyo yapasi ati politics tagara nazo tinotenda chinhu mutatinonyeza aona kuti mumastreet muri kurira temba indiri chete yayi vakaziva kuti ndiwe murume chete ari munyika
pakaipa
hakuna rumwe kubopera.
Saka wakazotenderera here kunzoko kuma-headman kuti everything lined up now.
Iwe uri wangu ndichakuratidza picture. Ndina mudhara manje ndichipa mabhasikoro kumasabhuku. Ndiri kura masabhuku nyika yese.
After pakesh apo pandasangana newe kaunga wachitotaura kuti unotenderera kauri kuenda nekeshi uchidai huya and you were saying kuti ngatidai.
Mina ndikuratidza nakuti you need to be strategic uchiunza maconcepts ako ega iwewe. Mabhasikoro uchinopa masabhuku uchitati mudhara kuti 2030 is murambidzo kusapota ZANU-PF ndio musangano wekutonga hamusi kupinda politics kana mambo vanzi ngavapinde ende Mnangagwa haasi yada kupinda ipasi kuti apinde
But here are
uchikamba nacho. Chero mangwana president nyewe anapinda na shamari. Kaifamba nari president kafamba newe. Kakafamba newe we are loyal. You must show loyalty.
But
nyari kudze. Murume amfuwa nemukadzi wake. Asina uniform.
Remember, you were appealing kuna VP. You were appealing kuna VP utindibatsiriyo.
Apana chakaita arimo ane vanhu vake varikupinda mabusinessmen. The problem nemachef aya ekumasoja nemapusa vakuita basa rekunotora mabusiness yavanhu nekutora mabusinessmen. They're fucking useless. Uri kunzwa? Vane machina awo. Avanopinda nawo.
Akakutorera kwako ndiano.
Mapurisa uyu number 2 arimo. Nekuti ane machina ake anenge akapromisa.
Ubongo kumapurisa ndiani?
Mtamba na mjana yazima. Mtamba achada kumona. Imbwa imunhu.
Pakashata. Yakwana I was wondering kuti ari kutorera ndiani sevens yako.
Ndosaka ndati they are greedy bastards. But ati vunduke. Ini ngopera ndinozokutamba zvazvo. Ndotoona uri guru wangu handitye kana chii. Ndina mwari akatosimba too much. Ndemdzini akasimba too much. Yakasimba. Pandinosvika nyika inotanga kudedera.
Ndokunzwa Temba.
Tabakure nechinhu ichi.
Involko yangu kwakuri pakungoti Temba kana wakati titi tagwire it's fine. Manje kuti idi not for it.
You can't separate the two.
There you have it. You can't separate Emmerson Mnangagwa and Kudata Gure. I've told you. Kudata Gure France Emmerson Mnangagwa. Emmerson Mnangagwa is so desperate, to leave Zimbabwe under the hands of his children. You know, turning Zimbabwe into a monarchy kingdom so that the kids can abuse Zimbabweans as they feel. Guys, did you see what's happening in Eswatini? Imagine Zimbabwe wake up and Mnangagwa's kids. You can see them. How greedy they are. Can you see them? The love of cigars and women. And that will be the Zimbabwe that we're going to... I can only imagine. So this is what they're trying to sell to you and I. That we need to propel Mnangagwa to turn Zimbabwe into a kingdom for himself. He's now hijacked Mutapa. Whom is not even related to him, but he thinks, celebrate me now. I'm now the one Mutapa. 1 minute, Biane Handa is in my house. The spirit is for us. Who is this guy? An interesting character. But I can never forget a day. This day, guys, it stuck with me. There was a day that ZANU-PF was meeting. They had a meeting, and so Chiwenga was there with his wife first. And I remember Auxilia, Auxilia and Mnangagwa entrance, and then Auxilia looked at me and she was angry. You know, that rage. Like, I remember saying to myself, ma'am, you don't own Zimbabwe. You are not Zimbabwe. Why do you feel so entitled? They had the plan the whole time. You can starve Zimbabweans. It's only you and you alone. How selfish Emmerson Mnangagwa is. So Temba is busy. He was given a lot of money. And this money that he has is the Zimbabwean money. It's your taxpayers' money that they're taking. These guys are just taking the money that we are sending from the diaspora and the money that taxpayers are paying in Zimbabwe. They take that money for their political dirty games. So when he's saying that Kudata bought 500 cars for the military, he did not buy. The money belongs to the state. They stole the money and they use that money to buy the military. The military, guys, you know our military. I mean, I'm talking about when I was still at school as a teenager. The military guys had everything. What are you talking about? When you see a soldier, you knew that, yeah, there comes a soldier. But today they have to be bribed. You steal their future and the future of their children, and you come with those and buy cars and now says, vote for me. I want to be your president. Does that look like a president who can actually care about you? You know, I thought Kudata is smart. Now I see the guy's daft. Oh, the guy is so foolish. The dirty games he plays is pathetic and disgusting. But here's the thing: when Temba Mliswa realized that he was caught red-handed, this is what he said. He said, "All I say in private I can still repeat in public. That's why I don't worry about being recorded. That guy Bobela came seeking assistance in his business, and I gave him practical advice that you can't fight government, but have to work with it for your business. I still stand with that." But then the guy did not play games. So he wrote a message to Temba Mliswa. He says, "Sorry, Zako Temba, but you attacked General Chiwenga for no reason other than pushing your personal agenda at the expense of the whole nation. We should be principled, Temba. We don't support Zunusinabasa, Zunuzenando, just because Sapiwa Mad Nembava. You can't pay your falsehoods about General Chiwenga just because you are twerking for cash and cars from Zigananda. After I saw your smear campaign on Twitter about General Chiwenga, I reflected on our conversation the first day I saw you at your gate. Yet I had no proof, so I had to make that phone call to you. Play along so that it will be on record that you have been given cash by these thugs who want to continue clinging on borrowed power, at the same time looting and plundering our natural resources at the expense of the general populace. Bavaku Jerry, 10 years of being persecuted by state machinery, being orchestrated by these thieves, and you think there is an amount of money that will buy my loyalty. I'm a principled man, my brother. I do not go with the flock like dead fish. Says Amunoitamese. Respect for Agrippa, respect. You know, I like men who stand for what's right. Do you know, guys, what God has for you, it is for you. There's nothing you're going to do to change that. I see many people selling their souls, not actually realize that they're selling their destiny off. What God has for you, it is for you. Do you know today we could have multi-billionaires in Zimbabwe? If we didn't have Emerson Mnangagwa and these shenanigans, this dirty thing, we could have multi-billionaires. But honestly, Mnangagwa orchestrated poverty in ZANU-PF, played these dirty games for years so that he can use that against the people. It's one thing for me to just being poor because I'm lazy, or maybe I'm not actually doing what I'm supposed to be doing, than for you to work tirelessly to make sure you keep me in poverty. Oh no, you want me to roll with the enemy. I'll stand at the doorway and I'll fight for my freedom. It's pathetic. Mnangagwa, this man, I can't wait to see his downfall. I just cannot wait to see. You know, do you know that most of the businesses in Zimbabwe, talk about Amikus Hotel, they not belong to Mnangagwa. All those projects you guys are busy celebrating about a guy who looks like a Japanese, what's his name? Ken Sharp. Most of the houses, those you see, it's a taxpayers, man. They belong to Mnangagwa. So Zimbabweans are not smart enough to see that they're just being played. It's a game for these guys. It's a game. Taking the taxpayers' money and buy. Most of the buildings have been hijacked by Mnangagwa's kids. They even taken the roads. That's how greedy this family is. The family is obsessed with the love of things. Obsession. But the greed is diabolical. It's actually sad. The people are fed up. Tavani Mpofu. He said our people are fed up with this bully. He is stolen from them, deepened their misery, and insult them insult them every day as though it were a life and death ritual. They used to wait for elections to show their displeasure, but those votes has been stolen and faith in the electoral process has not been preserved. The tipping point now is the brazen, Sakamshaita say, fond of wealth and greed. No wonder people are pinning their hopes on an earlier resolution, although they are not clear what form such a resolution might or should take. They might not even be interested in the matters of form and identity. And this is the scary part. Understand the national mood, adapt your strategy, and position yourselves to meet it. We are where we are at. This reality cannot be ignored. I think the most important thing is actually not even the people. Is we need to start talking about leadership in Zimbabwe. Anyone who tend to be taking the reins need to respect the people. I don't know how I can put this across. Anyone who take after Mnangagwa can build a powerful legacy if he or she respects the people. That's all I can say. You can build a powerful legacy and people will write you in the books of history. Because Mnangagwa failed, Mugabe failed, Ian Smith, it was a mess. Although there was everything, but people did not like the fact that they were not being treated the same. And also they wanted the land. But man, You have an opportunity to build a strong and powerful legacy. So if Chiwenga is, or whoever it is, I don't know. All I'm saying is you have an opportunity. Don't play with people's hearts. Don't play with destiny. Work with the right hands and the right minds. Not just picking up family members. We don't have time for that. All these, good, yada, yada. We are tired of this BS. I mind my language. But I'm tired of Zimbabweans. Don't bring your so-called nonsense. We're tired of this. You do it at home. We want proper, hard-working men and women who have the best interest for this country. I'm talking about ethical leadership. Hard-working, smart and intelligent. People who are patriotic. Not this nonsense out of the country. We don't want these characters. No, we don't want them. Anyway, moving on, the Kingmaker. So the Kingmaker, Miniyothabo, I must say this, social media is going wild. Yeah, there's a lot going on social media when it comes to Mini. And I've been trying to check her out on her Instagram. The woman is busy. She's very much into fitness. She's very much into some projects there and there, into children. She's also with ladies. She's busy. I can tell you the shenanigans of Auxilia is all fake. We know Auxilia is fake because Auxilia loves to pretend. She loves to see poverty so she can feel good about herself and your children. Okay, so they create poverty. She can cook all manner of garbage. I'm talking about Miniyothabo is different. She's a different woman. And the Newsworks wrote a very interesting article that I want to read for you. I know some people feel differently. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think about Miniyothabo? I want to know what you think. Because this is important, they have to read your comments. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm different. I cannot stand nonsense anymore. I can't stand nonsense. I want leadership, proper leadership, and I mean it. Properly, I need role models. Challenge me. Bring something that makes sense. Don't waste my time. Yeah, that's me. But the Newsworks said Mini magic. Okay. Because they say Chiwenga's way is because of Mini. I mean, it's obvious. We can see it. I mean, with the story of the previous one, and with all due respect for Mary, we saw it was just a chaos. Again, allegations that she was used. Again, Emerson Mnangagwa was dirty hands, being robbed in there. That he is the one that wanted to use her to eliminate Chiwenga. It's on record. Anyway, let me read the article. So the Newsworks said how one woman changed Chiwenga's image without even trying, by Gabriel Manyati. So the writer is Gabriel Manyati. In Zimbabwe's fierce political arena, where reputations are shaped by coups, crackdowns, and corruption scandals, Vice President Chiwenga has long been viewed as a tough enforcer, the people's general. Let me say this, there's this notion of the coup and the coup and the coup. In 2017, the narrative was we are removing criminals around the president. In 2025, the president himself is protecting criminals. So this has nothing to do with coup nonsense. It's everything to do with protecting the legacy of Zimbabwe and protecting the Zimbabwean people. So let's set the record straight. That's why there's a lot going on in the background. Emerson Mnangagwa knows. It's just that these criminals are trying hard because they know that prison is on the horizon. So they're trying. So not that all the games you are seeing is criminals behind it. Mnangagwa knows it's over. It is over. It is what it is. Okay. Anyway. So People's General, who masterminded the 2017 coup that ended Robert Mugabe's long rule, his image is tied to a stern military persona linked to claims of violent protest suppression in 2018 and 2019 and the harsh eviction of small-scale miners and shares during the diamond rush. Yet, as Zimbabwe faces soaring inflation over 500% in 2025, constant power cuts, and youth unemployment at 95%, a gentle shift has emerged in how people see Chiwenga. Enter Colonel Miniyothabo Baloy Chiwenga, his wife, since their marriage in 2022, a soldier, businesswoman, Mandarin teacher, and a social media servant whose graceful presence is quietly softened her husband is a hard image. She's helped present him as a relatable family man and a fighter against corruption, not just power-driven leader. This change isn't a planned publicity campaign by Baloy herself. It's a natural result of a genuine, multifaceted public life with a military background and business skills. Baloy didn't set out to fix Chiwenga's reputation amid the fierce internal battles splitting ZANU-PF. Her actions rooted in a Christian faith, pride in Zimbabwean culture, and professional drive have naturally provided a human touch to his strict legacy. This has drawn in supporters who might otherwise see him as an outdated figure from the liberation struggle turned oppressor. As of the September 2025, with tensions rising over who succeeded Emmerson Mnangagwa, Baloy's quiet influence has positioned Chiwenga as a lone voice against corruption, boasting his appeal among rural voters, military supporters, and even some frustrated city residents. This softer image isn't accepted by everyone. Many skeptics see it as ZANU-PF theatrics, but the shift is clear, measurable in social media activity, informal polls, and changing stories that portray Chiwenga as a reformed leader rather than just the man behind the coup. Take Baloy's clever branding and public presence, which have quietly made Chiwenga more human by blending patriotism, faith, and family into his story. Her Facebook page, with over 200,000 followers, is a platform for Bible-inspired posts, patriotic cartoons, and glimpses of their home life. Elements that gently chip away at views of Chiwenga as a cold military man. In August, during their appearance at the Chalo Zimbabwe event in Surat, India, Baloy's elegant style alongside Chiwenga showed unity and global polish, countering claims that Mnangagwa's government is out of touch. He heartfelt social media posts in June celebrating their third wedding anniversary, including explanations of their cultural outfits, sparked widespread praise, with users calling her a true gem who has brought new life to a legacy. These posts come from her real passions for education, business, and spirituality, not political plotting. Yet, naturally, they reshaped Chiwenga from a man whose ex-wife, Mary Bayo, faced a public health crisis amid corruption charges to a devoted husband in a stable, faith-filled marriage. This resonates strongly in rural areas and among military supporters, where her photos in camouflage feel authentic, making Chiwenga seem more approachable. Random checks of sentiment on social media show a rise in positive mentions of Chiwenga since early 2025, often linked to Baloy's warrior queen image. Beyond the social media savvy, Baloy has become a rising style and fashion icon in Zimbabwe, stepping into the gap left by Grace Mugabe's extravagant era with far more grace and restraint. While Grace called Gucci Grace for her flashy luxury spending, seen as insensitive during widespread poverty, Baloy promotes a refined cultural rooted style through her fashion boutique, Style by Mini. It focuses on clothing that blends traditional Zimbabwean designs with modern flair. Her Instagram showcase outfits inspired by Ndebele colors and patterns like the Olympic team, where she highlighted this year. Of her explanations of symbolic traditional attire worn with Chiwenga at official events. Nominated for the Emerging Brands in Africa Award, Baloy has recruited high-profile ambassadors like musician Tami Moyo, footballer Kama Balliet, right, and influencer Madam Boss, making a brand aspirational yet relatable. Her poised approach, as seen in a military camouflage outfits that show quiet confidence rather than excess, marks her as a pioneer in Zimbabwe's fashion and beauty scene, fast surpassing Grace's divisive extravagance with a style that celebrates national pride and empowerment. This stylish persona is a big part of Baloy's appeal, capturing a young urban audience tired of political overindulgence while winning over traditionalists with their embrace of heritage. By promoting Zimbabwean designers and cultural symbols, she fosters a sense of national unity and ambition, boosting Chiwenga's image as part of the modern, grounded power couple. Her fashion icon status strengthens by partnerships with figures like Miss Universe Zimbabwe adds a glamour that humanizes the vice president, turning him from a figure to fear to one of quiet, respected without the backlash that wounded Grace's era. Baloy's handling of scandals further shows her natural role in improving Chiwenga's image. Last year, she lost nearly 1 million to fraudsters in a property scam, which could have reinforced stereotypes of elite corruption within ZANU-PF. Instead, her open response publicly warning fans about fake TikTok accounts and calling for anti-fraud measures turned a weakness into a show strength. This poise, rooted in a military training rather than political cunning, quietly protects Chiwenga from similar accusations tied to this past, like mismanaging assets during the army days. Analysts call her a firewall against factional vouchers, a term echoed on X, where users praise her for quietly polishing her husband's image. In May 2025, amid rumors of personal tensions, Baloy's calm public presence debunked gossip, shifting focus on Chiwenga's anti-corruption speeches. Oh, that's a lot. That's a long. That's a lot of stuff. You know, the news works, right? It's a lot. But I think in a nutshell, they're simply talking about how she's propelling Chiwenga to the throne. I said, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. I'll tell you my thoughts. First and foremost, the Ndebele people have been abandoned for a long time. I remember last time when I said, maybe Mini can be used by God, be like the ace of our time, to bring unity and peace. That is very possible. Who am I? I'm not God. I don't even know what God is doing. But one thing I've seen, and I'm monitoring and just checking on her, I think she's very centered and balanced. You see, the problem that we have today in 2025 is we have Mnangagwa, who was a traditional healer's aide. Okay, just tell me when Munarima Kumbi Panganga, what they can bring in the office. Are you surprised why this regime is always pegged with Nenganga Nimasangoma, all manner of toxicity? Have you guys ever watched that? So I'm a person who believes in the track record. Okay, she's a military woman, a businesswoman, a lot of things going on. But at the same time, I think it's important for her to know that Zimbabweans are no longer have the energy to entertain nonsense. Let's just put it right there. Because we can all say the good things, but the bottom line is she going to treat people well? Is she going to understand that she's not coming in to loot? Because there's a problem in Zimbabwe where men just get in there to loot, okay? Not to save the people, to loot. And yes, the kicker is they actually don't understand that once you start saving the people, man, you know, when you save people, guys, I love it when I just when you're being a blessing to others. You understand? When you live in a country that functions, imagine when we have roads that are going to Baloy from Harare, three-way road streets, well paved, top class. Imagine a country where we have bullet trains, where we have, guys, clean water, electricity 24/7. Wi-Fi across the country, even the rural people have access to Wi-Fi. Imagine waking up in a country like that. I've always been thinking, I'm like, you know, if you build your bigger house in the rural, you think like you're in California, you're in California, in America, you build those, you know, those houses in a very quiet space. You see in South Africa and Polokwane in the rural area, people are building houses that will shock you. This is Zimbabwe that I'm seeing in the future. Imagine when you're a leader and you are seeing your husband, presiding over a very, very rich economy. You don't compete with the people, but you'll have to see them win. Because where Mnangagwa is, you're competing with, we are not your competitor. Mnangagwa do not like anyone who's smarter. You know why? Because his children are smart. So he doesn't want any smarter person. You're smart out. I can never forget a young boy. What's his name? This small little sweetheart. A young guy, he's now in the UK school. He was in parliament. You remember the one that was chased by an AK-47? And he did a live video. I could not believe for the life of me that as a father, you are seeing a young man, promising guy, well smart and intelligent. And what do? You send people in the AK-47 to terrorize him. They abduct and they torture. He hurt. Emerson Mnangagwa hurts to see success and classy. And let it be just his children. They can take cigars and women, etc. Oh yes, let it be just his children. We need a leader who understands that, no, my shine doesn't take yours. Okay? So, You know, guys, people can talk a good game when Mnangagwa. Remember Mnangagwa, you know, the voice of the people is the voice of God. But where are we today? The voice of the people seems like it's not the talk of the devil. So I'm very much concerned about, can you serve the people? I can say all that I want to say, but the question is, are you ready to see Zimbabwe succeeding under your watch? Are you happy to see other kids who are very smart and sharp? Because Zimbabwe, across the world, and even in Zimbabwe, if intelligent people can turn that country in a year to be the top class you can ever imagine today. But you know what? Mnangagwa don't want them. So I had a chat with someone who said to me that, say someone called him, I can't mention, because if I give you you'll be able to pick up. He said, do you know that most of the people who are very close to Mnangagwa, when I when I was a gardener, I'm not saying that being a gardener is a bad thing. You can start from somewhere, but where you're going somewhere. Listen, we all have started somewhere. I think many Zimbabweans did, okay? They were nothing, these boys. But today they are millionaires, you know why? From stealing from the state money. They just take. Weakness was a gangster. Today, we see with presidents. Because that's what Mnangagwa wants. Every corrupt person is what he wants. He doesn't. No. You don't have to be smart. If you're too smart and you're ethical, he doesn't want you. So my point is, are you comfortable to see people like us when we question what you're doing and say, no, this is not it. And you're like, you know what? I understand what you're saying. Let's have a chat. Because that's how leaders are. Understand that there's no need of silencing people. Give them their freedom of speech. Because you know why? That's how you build relationship. Ask a father and a mama and who understand that to talk with their children. They can sit around the table and say, what do you want? You know, in our days, we were raised by parents where you don't really have to have a negotiate, you know. But in 2025, you have to negotiate with your children because they'll tell you, no, mama, I'm not going to do that. You're like, no, my sweetheart, I hear you. But mama said it's not good for you, my angel. You see? So are you comfortable to see us questioning you? And you can say, but I understand, Rumi, but that's all right. We can make it good. You see this? So this is the problem. Is silencing people. Want to be like the God of, you want everyone to look at you like you are the God, even the God that we serve. You see, the Creator said, come, let's reason together. You see, because he understood that you cannot do it with other people. And then you, a human being, also silence me when the Father who created me said, come, let's reason together. So it's not just, we can talk a good game, but that's not the issue. The issue is, but like I said, I'm seeing preparation really for being a good leader. She can be a good first lady based on what I'm seeing. Guys, if you don't like to work out and make sure you clean your mind, she's out there working out. She's out there really talk to women and counseling women. That's what life is about. You can't feel bad because someone looks better than you. You love to see people win. That's leadership. So I genuinely believe that she can do better. Who am I? I'm not a Zimbabwean. Zimbabweans have got the call to make. Yo, it's on you. I'm just saying, these are my thoughts. Someone can have a very bad track record, but they can learn from their mistakes. You see why I don't like Emmerson Mnangagwa? Is he doesn't have a humble spirit of saying, guys, I fumbled. You see, but I'm sorry. It's okay. People understand we're human beings, okay? But when you are a leader, no, I will never apologize. Oh, hello. But you see how you're going to fall. This man is going to fall badly. Yo. So, I think my only problem is she must just be careful of being associating with toxic people because there's a lot of toxic women. I can see some of them around here who have horrible track record. I'm talking about, there's a woman called, you know her, man. She's got so much showing off, Zodwa. And Zodwa is being accused of peddling with drugs. And I've seen her just always being, and I'm just saying, I don't know, but she's being accused. It's on record. Vana Neva Masoras have been dropping the files. These are dangerous. We can't have such characters around the state. We do not want nothing to do with toxicity again because we have babies to protect y'all. We raise our kids where we can. They cannot be contaminated by ruthless, greedy individuals. So we watch and learn. I don't know. But my take, I think she's trying. I mean, looking at where Chiwenga is, she's really doing a great job. She's doing a great job. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section. These are just my views, okay? Anyway, Grace is going through a lot. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, yo. You see where Zimbabwe is today? I'm actually not surprised at all. Especially with Grace Mugabe. Even you will see what's going to happen with Auxilia. Wait to give guys. You will see. It's gonna rain, yo. It's gonna rain. Because right now, Robert Jr. again for the second night is locked up on remand prison together with Chiwenga's son. They were caught with some, drugs. But some people were saying, no, but the drugs were small. They were not really good. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's bigger than that. It's once you are caught with, it means that you are part and parcel of it. You may not have a lot. And I genuinely think that Grace is tired. Boys are difficult to raise. I can tell you, boys are tough. Talk to me with a teenage son. I've got a teenage son that God has blessed me with. I know boys are tough to raise. Okay, mama is going to say this, but the baby's going to do whatever he wants. Okay, he's going to challenge you. He's going to come home around 10 because he was playing games or doing, you're like, God help me. What am I going to do with this child? So boys are tough. They're different from girls, okay? So she's having a terrible time. You know, I don't have mercy. Okay, let me be nice. I think these are the results or the consequences of confusing a leadership with being a father. Okay, when you guys are talking about power, I feel sad for you. I feel sad. Do you understand that there are consequences that come with the abuse of a position of leadership? This is where Grace is today. They are paying the price. Imagine if Mugabe would have left Kuma 2000 and spent time with his children, dining. He was a president. A man was respected across the world. Spend time with your children, raising them. But he was obsessed with nothing. An illusion. Where is it today? It's gone. It's over. He's forgotten. Sometimes I'm like, oh, who was the second? Who was the president? Oh, Mugabe, I've forgotten about him. That's not how you build a legacy. You build a legacy by doing good. Treat people with respect. Humble yourself. Take responsibility. Be accountable. Be a stewardship. What happened with Mnangagwa? Stealing from the state. It's a curse. That money, people are crying. Mothers are crying. The prayers that people are praying comes at a cost. It's a curse. Now today, children are taking drugs. They are becoming, last time he was caught again doing all manner of things, a porn star. Chiwenga's child. They think they're smart. God is watching. And you pay for it. Treat people with respect. You guys are just creating problems for your children. I've told you, the money you're taking, it comes at a cost. And the cost is expensive. Imagine destroy your own legacy and the future of your children because you were stealing the money that belongs to the state and the people. Hospitals don't have medication. People are struggling to actually to eat. I can never forget a Zimbabwean woman who's married to a Ugandan guy. I think you guys know it. They called them the Mawenje family on YouTube. I remember one day she said she was shocked when she went to visit this guy for the first time because there was a lot of food. Because she didn't have food in Zimbabwe. It's shameful. Considering that we used to have a lot of food in Zimbabwe. But because of wickedness and greed, man was selfish to the core, would destroy such a beautiful country. Now people are celebrating to marry men in Uganda because, you know why? From Uganda, because she can see food. It's sad. It is sad. But that's what happens. You think you're smart. No, children are dying because the money you're stealing. These kids were never raised to work. Okay? There's a reason why we get to train our children to work. Look at billionaires. I remember one day I was working and I listened to Bill Gates. They said they didn't want the people to know that they were actually the parents for these kids. They never took their kids to school. They wanted their children to work. Billionaires. And yet you are stealing money for study, just giving kids. Now they're using that man to do the worst because they don't understand how to work. They were told just take and take and take and take. There will be consequences to pay in the long run. You guys will see there's going to be a lot of nonsense going on in this country because you've gotten away with a lot of murder, abductions, torture, killings, innocent people. Thinking you're smart, you're going to be rich. Hello, it's a curse. Anyway, you tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm just warning you so that you understand. It's not me, I'm just telling you the truth. I'd like to hear your thoughts, guys. I love you so much. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.